Welcome to English Snap Lab. One of the best ways to learn English is through stories, and today we are traveling to a place where words have a scent. In the heart of an ancient city, tucked away in a shop filled with amber glass and silver scales, lived a man known only as the Perfumer. While the rest of the world looked at the crumbling walls and crowded streets, he listened to their scents. To him, the city was a living book, and every alleyway was a different chapter. He spent his days capturing these stories in tiny vials, creating a map of a world that was slowly disappearing. The story begins every morning when he opens his heavy wooden shutters. Immediately, the pungent scent of the marketplace rushes in. It is a sharp, powerful wave of crushed cumin, acrid wood smoke from the baker's oven, and the musky smell of raw leather being tanned in the sun. He doesn't turn away from these strong smells, he welcomes them. He knows that a city's true character is found in its intensity. He watches as the sun hits the stone fountain in the square, releasing a damp, mossy aroma that fights against the arid heat of the noon sky. To the Perfumer, these are the high notes of the day, the moments where the city is most alive and loud. As he moves deeper into the bazaar, the Perfumer notices the lingering traces of the night before. Beneath the zesty spray of a citrus merchant peeling oranges, there is the stale scent of cold ashes and the musty breath of damp wool. These are the base notes of human existence. He pulls out a small glass rod and captures a molecule of air near a flower seller's stall. Here, the scent is intoxicating, a heavy, floral blanket of jasmine and rose that seems to vibrate in the heat. But even here, there is a shadow. Nearby, a drain carries the fetid scent of standing water, a sharp reminder that beauty and decay always live side by side. The Perfumer returns to his sanctuary to begin the extraction of memory. He takes a handful of parched earth from the old cemetery and places it in a copper still. As the heat rises, the room fills with an earthy, loamy fragrance, the smell of rain on dry ground. This is the scent of hope. He mixes this with a drop of viscous sandalwood oil, which is creamy and soft, to balance the harsh, metallic edge of the city's industrial quarter. He explains to his silent jars that a story is like a perfume. If it is only sweet, it is a lie. It needs the bitter notes of wood smoke and the salty spray of sweat to be true. By mid-afternoon, the city reaches its peak of sensory chaos. The air becomes heavy and suffocating. The scent of roasting meat is savory and rich, but it is tangled with the burnt smell of rubber and the oily residue of the mechanics' workshops. The Perfumer captures this heart note of the city, the sound of work, the scent of effort. He uses the word acrid to describe the smoke that stings his eyes, noting how the word itself feels sharp on the tongue. He watches a group of children playing in a pile of hay, and the sweet, grassy aroma follows them like a golden cloud. As the sun begins to set, the story shifts. The sharp smells of the morning fade, replaced by the aromatic herbs of evening meals, rosemary, basil, and the sulphurous scent of onions hitting a hot pan. He wanders toward the old river, where the air turns briny and brackish. It is a chilling, cold scent that feels like a secret. In the quiet of the night, the Perfumer sits at his desk. He mixes the pungent spice of the morning with the aromatic herbs of the evening and a single, intoxicating drop of the river's mist. He creates a scent he calls the memory of the city. It is a bittersweet fragrance, part joy and part sadness. It is effervescent at first, like a bright laugh, but it leaves a shadowy, smoky trail that stays on the skin for hours. As he seals the bottle with red wax, he realizes that while the buildings may fall and the people may leave, the scent of the city will remain. He thinks of the people who will one day open this bottle. They will breathe in and see the golden dust of the library, the vibrant colors of the spice market, and the somber gray of the river at dusk. They will understand the participial nature of life, how everything is always moving, fading, or becoming. The city isn't a place, it's a process. It is the smoldering remains of a fire and the blooming bud of a flower at the same time. He blows out his candle, and the smoldering wick fills the room with a faint, gray smoke. The city is finally still, but inside his glass bottles, the story is safe. The fading light of the moon hits the shelves, and the perfumer sleeps, knowing that tomorrow, the air will bring a brand new story to tell. He dreams of a city made entirely of glass, where every person is a different scent, and the streets are paved with fragrant herbs. In his dream, there is no foul or rank air, only the ambrosial scent of a world perfected. But when he wakes, he smiles at the musty reality of his room, for he knows that perfection has no story. It is the pungent, bitter, sweet, and salty mess of the real world that is worth bottling. This is how he keeps the old city alive, one breath at a time. By studying these olfactory adjectives, you aren't just learning words, you are learning how to perceive the hidden layers of your own world. The next time you walk through your city, don't just look, breathe. What is the story the air is telling you? Is it zesty and full of hope, or is it stale and full of history? Master these descriptions, and you will master the art of English storytelling. This has been English Snap Lab. Stay curious, stay creative, and keep sniffing out the stories.